purposeful about where I throw my voice
Mm.
and the way I put my. That's so compressed.
That's so much worse.
Yeah, I just have to be careful with the way that I'm throwing my voice.
Yeah, I can't lean in or I'll blow up the speakers. I already kind of am blowing up the speakers, but it's good enough.
Well, I can't lean in or out. Is the funny thing.
If I do this, it's not that bad.
No, yours is perfectly fine
Okay.
doing that.
Yeah.
Mine, you can't, like, what is going on here?
I can hear you pretty well.
And then if I get closer, then, I mean, it's fine here.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
But that.
Yeah. Welcome to the No Niche Podcast. Your home for nothing in particular, I believe.
Are we filming?
Yeah. So basically, this episode, we're going to be... I think I messed up that intro, though, so I'm just going to let Gus take care of it as soon as he's done eating, but it's going to be a minute. So basically, this episode, I think we're talking about filmmaking. Maybe. Because that's what Gus said, but then I realized that I was actually off camera mostly, so I'm just going to do it anyway. Basically, I've been working on this film. Oh, are you done talking? Okay, go ahead.
Welcome to the No Niche Podcast, your home of nothing in particular. My name's Gus.
I'm Houston.
And sit on down, lend your ears, and join us for a little bit of conversation.
Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I'm a bit of a movie guy. Been making movies for like 10 years, probably longer. Actually, longer for sure. And we both are actually in the middle of production for our own distinct projects, which is pretty cool.
Well, kind of.
Kind of.
Wrapped. Ideation.
So, on average, you're in post and pre-production. They cancel out that's production on one thing. When you think about it.
I have no hand in the post-production of my previous project.
Okay, well, still, you should be an audio engineer on that. You're so good at it.
As our listeners can attest.
Yeah, like it's sounding much better now than it was last time. First time. I don't know. Maybe I haven't listened back very much.
That was real bad.
Is it? Nice. I mean, I think we're not going for the best sound on that one.
The first one, we were like at a whisper.
Oh yeah, nice. That's actually good. That's what I wanted.
It was to get the audience to lean in.
Yeah, you got to lean into your headphones. Turn it up really loud, and then when you listen to music later, you have your eardrums blown out. That's always our goal here at the No Niche Podcast. It's to make our listeners as miserable as possible by any means necessary. This includes the 480p video with 15 FPS that you're seeing right now, but we are actually stop motion. That's why the FPS is so low. We're at completely claymation. We're one of the most cutting edge studios there is. It looks real. We've done like 5 hours more of claymation material in like 2 months. I think that's a good ratio. Better than most people can do. But I don't want to trash talk Gus's co-workers here.
That would make us the greatest claymation studio of all time.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say it, but I can definitely agree. That is what I would probably call myself. I'm qualmed, yeah.
If someone made a realism claymation piece, it would forever change and harm the movie industry.
Yeah?
Because it would set the bar so high for what is possible that everyone would be disappointed.
I wonder if it would even be good. Like, that... You know that movie, Animosity, or not that, but Ambrosia or something like that won the Best Animated Picture Oscar? Charlie something, the guy who made Adaptation, I'm sorry. But
Along with AI?
No, it was like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh.
A Memoria or something like that. I think that was pretty close to what they were trying to do, just like really realistic claymation, but it was just kind of like an everyday story. I haven't seen it, but that seems like it seems like something that you don't really need to make, because if you make it, sure, you made it, but what's the point? You know, it's like animated movies where it's just, you know, a story, and you're like, well, okay, well, didn't really have to be animated then, though. Like, you could have made this for $2 million instead of $200 million and have the exact same product.
Is
That always
is
kinda
that why you
bothers me.
dislike Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't dislike it. I do like the first one. The second one is not that good, but it's those movies are great. They do exactly what you're supposed to do with animation. I think there are some recent Disney movies that are different. I can't think of which ones though. Inside Out is always one, but it's like the characters inside of the head are so goofy that of course it has to be animated, and then the outside segments kind of hit harder because of that. So it actually works.
They also switch up the art style.
Yeah, because it's like the backgrounds at least are very realistic in the real life, and then in the dreams, or not dreams, at the inside of the brain stuff, it's all very cartoonish.
And then there was that one imagination scene where they went from like pixelated to,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
which would be really hard to do in real life.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, you could just lower the resolution. Pretty easy, actually. Inside Out to live action remake. When Disney? Come on, get on it.
Probably in 4 years.
Yeah, with Moana's timeline. It's really, really funny that they're making a live action remake and the second one within like a year of each other. Like, did Moana even do that well? Like, it did well.
The first one did
The
great.
second one, I mean, like
No.
it did very well for what it was, being a basically 4 episodes of a TV show movie. I think it did actually really well, but like not anywhere near the first one, right? So
I mean, you would know. You have your finger on the pulse
yeah, okay.
in a way that I
yeah.
don't anymore.
But it definitely doesn't look great for the live action remake. I don't know who wants that to exist besides Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Did it have good turnout?
I think so. I think it made like 100 something in the first weekend.
I
100
mean,
million.
like in your experience, did it have? Was it?
It was decent. It wasn't like
It wasn't no Top Gun Maverick
it wasn't Inside Out 2.
re-release.
No, of course it wasn't. That nothing is Top Gun Maverick re-release.
That is still the craziest experience that I had there. Because why is that the movie
It's
that did that?
it's really funny. I mean it's a Tom Cruise movie, but then Mission Impossible came out and that didn't do nearly the numbers that Top Gun Maverick did. It is just a good old fashioned like
America propaganda.
American propaganda piece, yeah.
Because,
In the
like-
time that we really needed that, apparently.
Because it was a good movie.
Yeah,
Don't get me
absolutely.
wrong. But there were major plot holes. It was honestly really hard to follow towards the end.
I mean, all you really need to know is the planes have to go fast, and then the war is saved, or the world is saved.
Right.
I really didn't. I don't care about plots, so I was watching it. And I was like, "This is the best. I love this." It's not the best. It's great, but it's. No, I don't think it's as good as people say it is.
Because for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what country they were fighting.
That's on purpose. Because they're like, well, we can't tell you what country, because then that'd be political. We're just going to make it this bad guys. They're the bad guys who are operating out of somewhere in like Midland Europe.
When did we stop hating Russia?
When they started being really good buddies with the American government, I guess, for some reason.
Can we go back to hating Russia?
I feel like it's not a bad idea. There's no reason not to at the moment, besides, you know, them being buddies with the American government in a way that is very bad, for sure.
For the whole world and half of America.
Yeah, for sure. More than half of America, I'd say. About all of America, but like 3 people.
All of America but 3 people, but half of America still wants it.
Oh, yeah, well, they want anything that the 3 people want. Anything that's good for the 3 people, they want to happen.
Exactly.
But I think Russia, it's just, you can't name the country anymore because it's racist, even though it's like a government. And it's controversial now to hate Russia. But, you know what? I'm going to say it. Russian government isn't good.
It's like the craziest shift I've seen in my life, too. Because you remember in high school,
Yeah, Russia's the bad guy.
Well, Russia's the bad guy, and counterculture, like a staying point of counterculture.
It's so much better.
A sticking point of counterculture whenever we were younger was the idea that Russia's a bad guy, but counterculture is communism isn't that bad.
Yeah,
You
communism
remember
is
that,
good.
right?
I had 90% of my friends were like full-on communists,
Yeah, right?
which is not bad.
But that was a big thing, and that was a very liberal thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Communism in Russia were deeply entrenched, and somehow, over the course of like the last 5 years, we have switched from Russia's bad and communism isn't that bad on one side of the political spectrum, and the other half of the political spectrum has said communism is bad, but Russia's not that bad.
like now,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so weird. It's extremely weird. And it's weirder because it's like those people also are extremely, I mean, I assume, anti-Russian Ukraine war. Because, like, I don't think there's anybody in America who's like, you know what? Ukraine's probably the bad guy of that situation.
Well,
And
there's one.
yeah, well, there's an idiot. But I don't know if there are a ton of actual citizens who matter, who are on that side of the history. And it seems weird to be so fervently anti-Russian, Ukraine, and communist propaganda, like, and everything, but not care about Putin. Just be like, yeah, Putin's fine.
How can you feel like you're pro-America and pro-Russia?
Yeah, most historical enemies ever. Because of like
Just genuinely, we've hated each other forever.
never not hated each other really.
And with reason.
Yeah, and we were allies in like World War One, and even then we were like, or World War Two.
No, World War One and World War Two, we were on the same side of the fight.
Yeah, but like we still
For
just hated each other.
very different reasons.
Yeah. Even being on the same side of two different world wars made us not
Russia
like each other still.
Russia hated us in every way that we acted in both World War One and World War Two. Let's start with that. They said we were too late, we weren't aggressive enough, we were causing them to lose a lot of lives. But Russia only entered World War One, I believe. No, it was World War Two. Russia made a pact with Germany that they weren't going to interfere with an invasion of Poland, right? Which is a fucked up thing.
I mean, they have a history, it seems, of invading and not mattering, not caring.
But then Germany pushes all the way up, and they start invading Russia, and Russia was like, well, no.
Guys, come on, stop it.
So that's what brought them into the fight, is that they were invaded.
Yeah.
They would not have cared otherwise.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously. They're like, oh, Europe, I don't care. Do it. Do whatever you want. We're allies. That's actually good for us.
Yeah.
And then they were just kind of like, oh, rats, I guess we have to fight back. Whatever. But also, you guys should have helped us sooner. I don't know what you guys' deal is.
Yeah, but also you need to be more aggressive because I don't know why we're doing the whole fight.
It's funny that we are so wishy-washy all of a sudden on Russia when they are still so fervently anti-America.
Yeah.
Like every single citizen in Russia hates America. And I'm not doing that in like a propaganda way. Like there was a video I watched of interviewing with just like random farmers in Russia. And they're all like, yeah, America's evil. They're the worst people in the history of the world. We should nuke them instantly. Also, Putin's good.
What we have done recently is taken the little bit of the rest of the world that didn't hate America and given them a reason to hate us.
Yeah, it's so cool, isn't it? It's like, oh, great. Now we get to be the bad guys forever for like at least 10, 15 years.
40,
Yeah,
I'd say.
probably.
That's typically how long it goes. We're taking over for Russia and the Nazis.
I think we can say we started being the bad guys pretty soon after 9/11. So like 2003, 2004, whenever the war on terror started.
So technically, we started being the bad guys like 1950s
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, like, yeah,
because we monopolized the global economy to use the U.S. dollar as the primary like trade between nations. Even if you're a non-U.S. nation, you base your currency's value off of the value of the U.S. dollar.
I don't think America's ever been the good guy. Like, just with how we're so isolationist, but also so forceful on everyone else.
We were very much the good guy in World War One,
Okay.
and that's just because we continually gave money to the Allies, even before we were actually fighting.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
World War Two was less so. We were more neutral there.
That was another situation where we really didn't care until they were like people attacking us specifically.
Yes.
That's, yeah, us and Russia are kind of the same in that
We
way.
we were even you know how Russia would like sign that treaty with Germany in World War Two, sorry. We did the same with Japan in World War Two, actually.
And then they were like, yeah, but anyway, we're going to then kill you all.
Yeah, then they bombed Pearl Harbor while
Not
we
a
were
good
like
move.
while we were signing a treaty that was like, hey, we'll just let you take over Korea and
Probably
China.
one of the historically worst moves ever.
Yeah.
Just from like a,
Oh, we came
strategy
back
standpoint.
with hate.
Yeah.
With hate.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy looking
can-
back on it, exactly what we did. I saw an interview with like a high class war general of the time, and he explicitly said, at a certain point we realized that we really have to win this war, because if we don't, we're all going to be tried as war criminals
Yeah.
and killed.
Yeah. That's not a good place to be. Just in a historical setting.
Yeah. He was like, what we've done is against any convention of man. This is. And he was like, but we did great.
Yeah. We ended up being the good guys, so it's actually fine because we won.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the war is the good guy.
Yeah.
Remember how this episode is about filmmaking?
Well, everything is in film.
True. We're actually talking about the film Possession right now.
So let's talk about how to do these effects. So
These effects, yes. Okay.
for I believe that the working title is The Water Runs Red. And so you are going to be our Bigfoot.
I love being Bigfoot.
And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do makeup with like fur collar tufts around face.
Oh, am I not just going to be wearing a giant suit? I'm just going to be the guy.
I was, in my head, I disagree with the rest of the coalition right now.
There are enough big guy in a suit.
Because they're a big guy in suit. But I think that, if you look at kind of nature and the way that things evolve, I feel like Bigfoot would be like lanky
Right.
and like slim to the face, like not
like just a
gorilla.
giant head type deal. Yeah.
Yeah, not gorilla, but like almost kind of ghastly.
I can be ghastly.
And so for that, I kind of just want to do like fur tufts, kind of bringing those sideburns up, and just like brown and gray, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that grayish gray.
That'd be fun.
But that's just a little bit more expensive.
Is
than
that
buying
brown
this.
face?
Not with the gray in it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That'd be more expensive, you said? Or
slightly. Yeah, than just a mask. For the Sizzler,
right.
we know
Really? Paint is more expensive than mask?
with the fur and the skin glue and
Right, okay. Yeah.
and you also have to think about the time.
Right, yeah.
Time is money on a film set.
Am I being paid? Whoa.
No, you're
Okay,
not
no,
being
I didn't
paid.
think so.
No, don't get the wrong impression.
Sorry.
I mean the equipment that we're renting.
Right. Okay. All right. That makes more sense.
And also, since all of our shots are outdoors,
Sure. You want to be filming in daylight, probably.
yeah, we want not only
And
daylight, but
not bad weather.
we're going to be running full bounce boards. We're going to be, and actually, no,
Professional.
I'm sorry, for this Sizzler and for this movie, it's all at night.
Oh.
But you have to think about what really is shooting at night. Is shooting at night shooting whenever it's dark out, or is shooting at night shooting at golden hour, where it looks close enough to night, but we still have light?
Yeah. So the plan is to film for 1 hour a day
Yes,
for like a week. Would have to be made up every single day. That'd be kind of cool.
2 hours a day because we have a morning and evening.
Oh boy. Okay. Yay. That's fun.
But I should give you the rough timeline.
Okay.
The Sizzler we're gonna do this semester.
So is this like this is just like a clip show kind of thing? This is what we're going to be trying to do.
Yeah, it's like a trailer.
Okay.
And the point of that is that I'm then going to hand it off from myself to the other two who are better and more knowledgeable within the local industry.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to take it to like festivals and be like, hey, you should give us like $100 to make this. But if you go to enough people and get $100 from them, then suddenly our effects go from I'm standing behind you squirting fake blood out of your shirt to maybe I'm putting a pipe through your shirt and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So they're going to do that over the summer while me and another person, so there are 4 of us, right? Those 2 are going to take the Sizzler and try to generate a bit of revenue, a bit of like budget.
Are they experienced in that? Or
Yes.
is that like, okay, cool.
And so me and the other person are going to write the script, write the full script out. And so the tone of the movie is that like these good old boys, if you know that term,
Sure.
rednecks,
Yeah.
are out here hunting Bigfoot. They don't know that's Bigfoot. They think that's a bear. But they're just out there generally fucking with nature, you know. And so everything that they say is like kind of dickish. So we're happy that they die. But also they're all kind of funny,
Right.
you know?
So you're entertained watching them, but you're like, I don't mind if they're dead.
Yeah. And so I could tell you the first shot right now. Well, okay, the first shot, we're going to have a POV shot from Bigfoot that is abhorrently long trail run, shaky cam. Well, we haven't decided shaky cam or steady cam yet, but through the woods. So it's like, we're talking like 2 or 3 minutes.
So it's like the
Evil Dead.
I was thinking the one, not like the same, but it's the same idea as that violent nature thing. So you're like,
It's a little bit quicker than that.
right.
But yeah,
That's
for
cool.
sure. Then we get to this truck with a big old light bar on it. So it's just like beaming all this light into the woods. And there are 4 dudes with just beer cans around them, holding like shotguns. And we cut to another shot as third person objective. And we just see the 4 guys kind of talking. But if you look really close in the background, you'll be standing there in makeup. And like halfway through the shot, you're just gonna like kind of walk off.
Nice. That's fun.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun to film, I hope.
Yeah.
Do you know when we're going to be filming?
So, Sizzler, I need to talk to them about that, but the Sizzler will be, I think that we were talking about,
Preferably after school ends.
the Sizzler is only like 1 shot, 4 minutes.
Okay.
We're gonna have like an extreme close up of face, where it's just like whatever we decide, makeup or otherwise. We're gonna have some shots of nature, which you don't have to be there for, and then we might have like a shot of like two rednecks with beer,
Right. Okay.
and we'll just edit that together.
Neat.
But we were talking about April, like late April, for the film date of the Sizzler.
Okay.
That is. Then, like I said, over the summer, we're making money, or we're generating money, because none of it's going into our pockets,
No, of course.
and writing the full script out. So writing jokes for these rednecks and such.
Is this
things.
how long do you think this is going to be?
Like 6 minutes, not including the extended
Right.
walk up.
Neat.
Just long enough to showcase effects is basically what we're doing.
Sure.
So this whole thing is basically us saying, okay, here's a 6-minute film that we can now like officially bring to festivals.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever we make the Sizzler for this bigger film that I was talking about, right? Then we could be like, see? So now instead of $100, they're giving us $200,
That's more money. 2 times more.
which is really important because shooting on the water is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
claymation, expensive.
Clay. Expensive stuff. There's only so much of it in the world.
Time is money.
Yeah.
If you're doing a 5-minute claymation
Yeah.
piece.
That's going to be crazy.
But, and all of the lighting that we already have a boat.
You do?
Yes. My grandma's boat.
It's like a rowboat? No, it's like an actual boat.
It's a motorboat.
Okay.
But that one might end up having to be the one that we put the film equipment on.
Okay.
Because we need 2 boats.
Yeah, I'm also, for this movie I'm making, going to need to do some stuff on the water. But it's going to be much simpler than what you're planning, I think.
Yeah.
It's just going to be 2 people in a boat sitting in a lake. Pretty small, too. So, hopefully...
Yeah, no, we're going like a quarter mile out.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
So that we get these shots of like vast open ocean.
Yeah.
Not open ocean, but open
Yeah.
Great Lakes. And it's just like, holy shit, I'm so fucking scared.
break.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Like, because there are 2 main fears I want to play on in that one. I want that one to be like genuinely a little bit scary.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is like, there
Lovecraftian.
is a monster here
Right.
that could eat me. The second fear is much more real, and that is I am alone in the middle of the Great Lakes, in like a rowboat.
Yeah. How do you even... What do you do?
Like, even if there isn't a monster here, I'm probably still dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does the main character want there to be a monster so that he doesn't have to just starve to death?
Whoa.
Maybe. He has fresh water. That's not a problem.
You could drink that.
You drink
But
that.
what does he eat? Fish? There's no fish. He doesn't have a stick. He has rows, I suppose.
Yeah, and also, like, how did I get here? But, yeah. So, I'm going to introduce you to the film group next time we have a meeting. Like I said, there are 4 of us. One is really brilliant with cinematography. One's great with lighting and the diodes. So just, like, a continuity god.
That's cool.
And the other is an actor. He's already our main guy. I don't know what the hell I'm at. He's just gonna be a good old boy for this first one.
Does he have a good, like, southern accent?
I haven't checked yet.
I'm sure he could pull it off. I believe in this guy I've never met and don't know the name of.
Josh.
Josh Hutcherson?
Exactly.
Dude, no way.
Yeah, we got him for this.
That's crazy. I didn't know he was going here.
That's gonna make raising money so much easier.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
To have Josh Hutcherson.
Imagine just pulling up to a film festival like, hey, this is our no-budget short film. It has Josh Hutcherson in it. We'd like $100, please. You can have 10% of the profits. Yeah. So how does profits work and stuff like that for this? Because I assume we're not making anything. That's just my
Well,
assumption.
actually,
Always.
you take it to a film festival and then you can win film festivals. And another thing is that by having a significant portion that is stop motion, it opens us up to stop motion festivals as well. So just entering into every, and like top prize can be like $1,000.
We should also have a documentary portion, so we can enter the documentary festivals.
Well, the second one's gonna have that.
That'd be cool.
So I guess
It's like a Blair Witch type deal.
yeah, I think that like conceptually we were going for like Blair Witch meets was Lovecraft, sure, but Blair Witch
Loch Ness.
meets what is Steve Irwin.
Oh, okay. That'd be kind of fun. Like the animal guy, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Neat.
just nature.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. No, it's not now.
It's actually scary. No. No.
That's peaking the mic so easily.
Not for me.
For me, it is.
It's fine for me. I don't care. You're doing fine.
That's.
Is that peaking?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I don't know what peaking means. Peaking is just loud to me.
If you look at this, peaking is just whenever you max that out. And the thing about peaking is you're taking away the depth because it can no longer record what's happening.
Yeah, it's like compressed.
Yeah.
But like by nature.
Yeah. So this is peaking.
No. Anyway, thank you, listeners. We're not done yet. Just wanted to thank you for putting up with us.
Yeah.
Very appreciated. Oh, we're so back. Anyway, as I was saying to the listeners,
Now for our sponsored segment.
our sponsor this time is Air. We love the stuff. Eat it every day. Daily, hourly even. And here's the thing about Air. It's free. With just one small fee of however much it costs for the hospital visit where your mom gave birth to you, you can breathe air for every day, all the time.
For our second sponsor for today, we have the one and the only Josh Hutcherson. Have you been recently looking for a new movie to watch? Scrolling through Netflix or even looking at HBO Max?
What?
Have you tried looking up the name Josh Hutcherson? He's in a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. This is so true. And he did pay us $100 for every time we mentioned his name this episode, which is vastly appreciated, Josh. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Josh, and we look forward to filming with you this next year after summer.
Of course. I had to get rid of my car.
Really?
Yeah, well, not get rid of it. I still have it. It just doesn't have insurance anymore.
Oh,
I'm driving the minivan now.
What do you mean
So,
it doesn't have insurance right now?
We just got a new van. My family did.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have two separate long road trips this summer. So
Oh,
we
where
want
are
to
you
have
going?
something. First, we're going to St. Louis for like a week, and then we're going to. You don't want to know where Gus's mic just was. And then we're going to the Rocky Mountains, I think, or Smoky Mountains.
Very different places. West?
Yeah.
Rocky?
Probably Rocky.
Is it Tennessee or is it
Not Tennessee.
Rocky?
Okay, yeah. But our current van breaks down every couple hundred miles. So, well, at least it does often enough that we don't really want to have that happening while we're on the road. So we're going to be, ooh, that sounds much better. So now, since my car gets 13 miles per gallon and doesn't have any air whatsoever, just doesn't blow air at all, I am now in possession of the van that breaks down every couple hundred miles. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with this, but it's sad because I have no longer got my cool, awesome car paint job. I feel like I'm getting extremely quiet.
You are.
Okay.
And that's purposeful.
Okay.
I'm bringing the audio to a listenable level.
I think that our headphones are quiet. I'm gonna turn my headphones
No.
up.
If you see this, these lines are supposed to stay like right here.
Really?
Ideally, yeah. And they were up here.
That's unfortunate.
And I'm
You
just
wanna-
going to say that I'm a genius and did that on purpose. And not that I forgot that the other people that use this booth are idiots.
Are dumb dummies?
Do you think that they just whisper into the mics?
I think they probably do.
Yeah.
I mean, when we came in here, both microphones were on the same person, so I don't think they know what they're doing at all. Is my guess.
Maybe they're folly.
What?
Maybe they're folly.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
What? That's an amazing idea.
We will be having full Foley.
Good.
Yeah, for these films.
Gonna record it silent. It's gonna be silent pictures, and we're gonna do the Italian style.
Well, kind of, because getting clean audio on the Great Lakes is,
oh, it's gonna be impossible,
yeah.
especially with two boats.
So we're not going to be showing the actor's mouth a lot in any of those shots.
Also, how much is he even gonna have to say? It's gonna be.
I want him to kind of like argue with reality in a way. Like, not in a corny way, but just being like,
Right.
know.
Right. Okay.
like he's not coherently arguing with reality, but
Sure, he's not
internally,
going. What's going on?
but internally he's like, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. These people outside our booth, they're gonna have to stop making
I think
noise.
that's the next booth over, actually.
I guess they're having a great time doing their podcast. We should knock on the windows and the walls.
Yeah. When was the last
"Shut
time we
up."
told a joke here?
Hey, we're supposed to be the funny guys.
We are. Why haven't we been funny lately?
What's
what
going on?
happened to the No Niche podcast? They used to talk to a jokes every. It's not relevant anymore. Is the problem?
Well, we have passed them, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think we can successfully say that we have now passed the Talk to a podcast on Apple Music. So
Specifically on Apple Music, did you see that?
no, I didn't.
Oh, all right. I'll need to check.
I thought something happened. Sorry.
Something definitely happened. I think that they miscredited a guest that they had.
Really?
So like a guest came on and they said that was someone that wasn't.
That's crazy. On
And the guest
purpose
was
or an
no,
accident?
the guest was like, what the hell?
That's crazy. That's really.
Did you not know who I was the whole time?
Did you think I was someone else? That's a wild thing to do. Just be like, yeah, today we have, and then say their name correctly in the podcast. I assume. No. How did they?
I think that they pre-rolled whatever. Like today we're joined
I was imagining just like the title would be wrong, but that's crazy to do it in the episode too.
No, I think that like the person was just generally confused by the questions that they were asking him.
That's kind of a good bit, actually. Invite someone on the show who's not the person you're trying to interview to start asking questions like, "So, Gus, what's it like doing your own stunts in the Mission Impossible franchise?"
I'm sure that that's weird for Tom Cruise.
I'm sure he has a good time doing that. I don't know. Oh, referring to yourself in the third person now, are we? So I hear that Oblivion movie that came out about 15 years ago is doing all right. Care to comment on that? I recently heard he didn't use any green screens for that film. How was that? What was that like?
I don't know.
Really? Oh. So this is like kind of a Colin Farrell type drug haze, I assume. Just no memories of this entire section of your career. That's unfortunate. I mean, with all the great work you were doing, you know. See, we're funny.
It's funny because that's something that happened.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. It's like completely the wrong I wonder who it was. Like, it was an actually important person, my gosh. But like someone who certainly should have been attributed correctly.
I think that was like a comedian.
Okay. They have comedians on that show? I thought it was only politics.
I think that they thought it was a politician.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
I genuinely think that was like a comedian that they thought was a politician of
I mean,
some kind.
that's probably the best possible scenario to get the wrong person for. a comedian.
I guess.
If you're going to get someone wrong for any job, really.
How do you feel about that new bill that recently passed within the Senate?
Bill Nye? That's what the comedians would say because he's so funny.
Well, you voted yes on these ... dots, and I was just wondering what your thought process was behind that.
Just, just voted for the guy I thought would win. I don't know. Gosh.
No, not guy. The bill that you voted on, in
Right.
in the recent,
Yeah.
you remember, right?
That was not a thing that I remember doing, actually.
You are in charge of our government and governmental spending funds, and you don't remember where you vote, how you voted?
Well, I guess, if that's what you're telling me. Some crazy information I'm learning right here. I didn't know any of this. I guess I have
How
some
do you feel like your
jobs to do.
constituents will feel about
I
this?
think my constituents are currently trying to figure out what's going on with this whole spiel, this whole ordeal going down.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. Do you think that the comedian's manager was like watching that episode, filming, and just being like, "What's happening?"
I'd be laughing my ass
Yeah.
off.
No, absolutely. But like the manager probably wasn't. I mean, they wouldn't have had to. They would have had to say something, but they didn't clearly because they didn't correct it.
We should do that to someone.
Yeah, just get someone on the episode, and then the camera would never be on them, so they wouldn't even know. No one would know.
Yeah.
We could just be like, "Yeah, Tom Cruise is here." This is, of course.
We pre-roll it and we just like, you and me have set questions to ask like Barack Obama,
Yeah,
but it's just like
and no
Jeff.
matter how many times they say they're not Barack Obama, we're like, well, we have to read all the questions. I mean, I can't. We already wrote them down. This is very expensive paper.
I don't know that you're the best person to ask about this.
Yeah, you should really.
Just answer the question I asked.
Yeah.
And don't try
Excuse
to
me,
dodge.
Obama, please. We are the hosts of this episode.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I'm gonna need you to calm down.
I would really like it if you would just calmly answer the questions I'm asking you and not pipe any I'm not that guy type talk in. We're not a comedian. We're the comedians here. Don't pretend to be something you're not, sir.
Exactly. But yeah. So the large portion of filming will be after summer though.
That's
I
good.
feel like that's important to notice.
I am planning on filming a bunch of stuff for the features I'm doing over the summer because that's probably the last time I'll have like time.
Well, too bad. Because you're gonna be coming out on some kind of weekend.
That's okay. One weekend is probably fine. Filming is going to take a long time, except for the real time one. That's going to be probably pretty easy.
Well, you won't have to do any of the
Right. Yeah. Editing and all that. That's going to be really interesting.
Oh, it's my favorite.
I love editing, but it's going to be interesting not to be a part of that.
No, I mean it's my favorite to not edit.
Oh, right.
I hate editing.
Editing is usually my favorite part of the process because I can like take everything that I've done so far and then make it work as a actual narrative. Because I can be like, wow, I was so smart for doing this, or what the heck was I doing? How do I get around this? That I forgot to do this. For the current class project that we just finished editing for, I forgot. We did a pan around somebody's head, and it went from like 10 a.m. to noon on a stopwatch he's holding. And I completely forgot to film the first bit of that. So we only had the part where it was going around his other side. But we had stationary footage of the 10 a.m. watch. So we had to each figure out a different way to make it look like it was completing the pan movement.
Did you? What is that documentary guy's name?
Like the really famous one from Michigan?
No, the one that famously takes pictures and then zooms in on them.
Ken
Burns.
yeah.
Did you Ken Burns it?
No,
You should have.
Kind of. I mean, what I ended up doing is just moving the footage this way and making a mask that was like really feathered so that it would kind of line up with the movement of the other thing.
Yeah.
And it worked out pretty well. I think it's pretty hard to notice that it looks weird, but it does look weird if you really look at it.
We made one really weird shot where we took the same shot twice, one with a person sitting in for like the AI.
Sorry, I'm just excited because I think you're going to describe a split diopter. Because I was just about to talk about that. I figured out how to do a split diopter with my current camera.
Kind of. So he's sitting in, and then one where he's not sitting in. And then what they're going to do is they're going to rotoscope over the guy.
I hate rotoscoping so much.
Yeah.
I have to do it way too much. That's the only part of editing that I hate. It's the worst. Green screens are so annoying, but I make them such a big part of everything I do. It's the worst. I haven't figured out how to light a green screen correctly yet, so every single time I use a green screen, it either looks bad or it's impossible to.
We were using full heat lamps.
I have done that, kind of. Not heat lamps, but like studio lighting.
We had 3-key lighting on a lot of the shots.
Yeah, I'm not doing it right, and I don't know how to do it correctly. It'd be very nice to see.
Yeah, these guys are very professional, which is weird whenever I took over the audio for a little bit. And I was like, why am I taking over the audio for a little bit? I mean, like, yeah, sure, I know Audio Technica a little bit, but like, a portion of your movie is just going to be audio by Gus.
Yeah. Audio by this person and one scene by Gus. That'd be fun. I mean, yeah, crediting is always annoying because, like, if you credit one person for everything, and then in an indie movie, that's almost impossible. Like, not indie, but no budget movie. That's almost impossible to have one person do everything for one bit unless it's like editor or director or something like that. Especially if you have a lot of scenes where it's like, are you really going to get this one person to come out every single day that you're filming over like months and do the same job every single time? Like, someone's gonna end up holding the camera who's not the cinematographer or the camera operator, and that's gonna just have to be something you credit and just make it seem like everyone did equal work, even though it was all basically one person.
Yeah,
it's tricky.
Like, you know, out here they were just throwing letters at me. They were like, "You're gonna be credited for this, this, and this." And I like lost track of the letters that they were throwing at me.
Like they were saying, A will be this, B will be this, or they're saying like,
no, like,
you're gonna need an ST4R.
No, like they were like, oh, and since you did that in the credits, you'll also be accredited as DP, or like,
right.
They're just throwing letters at me. I was like, what? I don't even know what a DP is.
Director of photography. But yeah, that's funny. UV director, assistant DP probably.
Yeah, assistant DP, I think.
The thing that I always like is when it's like second director. Like you don't call him third director, you call him second director. I just really like that. That's just something I thought was funny when I see it in credits. I need to learn how to do credits correctly because I was going to credit someone for like assistant writer, but then someone I was talking to was like, no, that's just like special thanks. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
That is probably special thanks.
Yeah.
I think that you have to make a full editing pass to be an assistant writer.
And even then, sometimes you can like give up your right to the SAG or whatever, the SAG credit, right? Like if someone does enough work on it, it's just not yours anymore at all. Like that happened for something. I don't remember what, but it was maybe Spider-Man. I think that's what I'm thinking. It's probably not that though. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, writing is weird.
It is. Do you have a good screenwriting app?
How do you mean by that?
Like, do you use anything but Google Drive? Yeah.
Google Docs.
Let me make a recommendation to you.
You
Fade in.
Why would I use it over Google Docs?
Because it's got all the formatting down. You can just do all the formatting like exactly like professionals do it, and it's like $60 one-time purchase.
Okay, let me counter with this.
Okay.
$60 is a lot of money.
It is. Yes, that's correct.
Also, I don't know why they use that formatting.
It makes it very easy to tell what is. So you can find dialogue immediately. I'm sure you have some system that also does that, but it's universal. So you can instantly pick up a script and go, that is where the dialogue is. This is the actions that the characters are taking. This is when the scene transitions happen. So it's just basically it's the format. So then everyone can read it and understand it the same way, I think.
See, that would be necessary if I had 10 actors.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very useful when you want to have it be seen by other people.
Yeah, I'm gonna have 5 actors, and one of them is you, and you're not talking.
Jeez, okay. I was thinking I could have some funny bits, but that's fine if you don't want me to.
You could grunt.
I can go like, what's all this hair on me? That's one of the things I was coming up with. That's not finished yet.
Yeah.
I'm workshopping that.
On my sets, I don't encourage improv.
Okay. Sorry. For the record, I am not doing improv. I am thinking ahead, and that is not what improv is by definition. So I think the what's with all this hair on me line stays.
Just read from the script.
I sometimes will try to do that, but then it turns out that the people who I'm working with have just funnier ideas than I did in my room alone. And just like that buddy dynamic kind of brings stuff out that wouldn't happen otherwise, and it ends up being better almost all the time.
Oh yeah, it's always better if you encourage improv. That's why the funny comes from saying, I actually know improv.
Improv is not allowed unless it's funny.
Improv is just not allowed. And if it's more funny than what I wrote, I will get mad at you.
I'm going to yell at you.
I'm gonna full Kubrick you.
Yeah. Read what I wrote and also die. I hate you. I hope you die.
Yeah, read what I wrote and don't waste my time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a lot of fun perspectiving this view I have of you.
I know it's really hard for me to look at you, as my vision is just jumping between my left eye and my right eye being dominant.
Yeah,
which is part of the hell of being ambidextrous.
I have not got that problem.
Yeah,
I just like making it look like you are split in different ways.
So your vision isn't jumping in any way?
Not really.
Yeah.
No,
really
I'm just kind of seeing you. I'm just kind of looking at you, if you will.
Well, it's basically this bar is covering this part of your face sometimes, and then this bar is covering this part of your face, and it's just flicking between the two.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. I just kind of see most of you because I can kind of see the blurry part, but that's not blurry. It's just clear, more or less. My brain is very good. I like my brain, and it's good.
If I tell my brain to usurp the single eye dominance and go to both eye dominance, which is what you have to do whenever you're shooting,
right?
Then there are now 2 of you in 4 bars.
That's not good. It's not supposed to be like that.
As long as you just shoot for the one in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Just do that. Simply do that.
Exactly.
I like doing cinematography, but it'd be kind of cool to have somebody just on set who's good at that, so I don't have to worry about it. But then I don't know what I would do. Because I feel like directing is weird when you're not the cinematographer.
Yeah. Especially in an indie.
Yeah, because it's like, what do I even do? Do I just stand there and say, hey, you do that? Because cinematography, I feel like the thing is, if you have a cinematographer, it's weird to tell them how to do their job. And that's what I feel like the director kind of does. It's tell them where to point the camera.
Well,
but cinematographers are also a huge part of lighting and all that.
So technically, the director is supposed to just okay the shot that the cinematographer comes up with. And also, a huge part of the director's job is the actor properly, is the scene properly expressing the director's vision? Because the director is the one with the vision.
In theory.
In theory.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess, that makes sense. It's just, it feels like you're being lazy if you're just kind of there, sitting in a chair going, yes, this is good. Or, no, do differently. But also that's just kind of what
be
it
keyed
is.
into your actors, first off.
Right.
Is the performance what you want? And if it's not, say something. The
I'm giving up on
director
you.
that I was working with just kept on saying, it's okay.
It's okay. It's terrible. Don't do that.
I was like, this is the worst thing that you could possibly say to me.
Yeah, like either say it's good or change this,
Yes.
or just say it's bad, and then we can be like, okay, well, what do we do to work on that?
Yeah.
How do
What
we?
do you want differently to make it not okay
Yeah,
and
like
good?
I assume you're gonna want this thing we're spending a lot of time and some money doing. This one time with all the actors together in one room. I assume you want it to turn out well. I assume you want it to look good and be good and be something you're proud of. So tell us how to make that happen.
Yeah. Um it was super weird. Just being like, okay, so you don't like the take. If you're saying it's okay, then you don't like the take. Right? What can we do? And he was like, it's okay.
But
Not my movie.
yeah,
Not
you're the one making this, buddy. You're the one who's in charge, I suppose. Yeah, it's annoying to have that happen. I don't think I've ever worked on something where I'm not the director though, so I wouldn't know.
well, I'll give you that experience.
Yeah, it'll be
Unless
fun.
you do a whole lot and then we will credit you as a director, but
I don't think I'm going to do that much. I doubt it. I mean, I can if you need me to, but I don't want to.
well, so
I mean,
here's
I
the
don't want to take
situation
over.
is because we all worked on this film where we were basically the director and we were like, okay. And we all worked really well together. We're like, okay, let's make like Radio Silence style director group.
Right. The Zucker brothers type deal.
Yeah.
Zucker and Abrams.
So,
Yeah, that'd be fun. 3 directors.
yeah.
Yeah, if it works out, perfect. So then you get 3 people being like, "Hey, you're doing a bad job, stupid." And I'm like, oh,
Well,
okay.
because we kept on being like, okay, he's calling the shots. I'm okaying the shots for some reason, even though I'm the prop guy.
Yeah.
I was the one okaying the shots, like as a second opinion. And then we were like, okay, lighting looks good. I was sitting in for the actor so that we could get lighting good because it was cold outside. So we were like having the actor warm up so he wouldn't be shivering in shot.
But luckily, you're a Texas boy, so you got cold, not even a problem for you.
Well, I didn't have to be in costume, so I could have worn. I was wearing a coat.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah.
Sounds like a frustrating day.
I think that was the most frustrating for me because I did the most.
That you're not supposed to do.
No,
Or
I mean yes, but I did the most prepositional work, having made the props.
right.
So I was already in the mindset of I have done my thing already.
Oh yeah.
I have done the
Right.
thing that I was asked to do,
You're like, you should be done.
and I should be done. I shouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
Period.
I was thinking you'd be like, I was already invested. So, but if you just are like, yeah,
I mean, I spent like 60 hours making that prop.
yeah,
Like,
to have it just be like, okay, it's fine. It's just
well,
obviously
no,
gonna be
he
annoying.
loved the prop. But,
Right. I mean, like, yeah, to have
but
the
to
rest
just
of it.
like, to then be asked, hey, can you stick around for filming? And I was like, dude, I genuinely said, like, do you need me there?
Turns out, yes.
And he was like, yeah, it'd be best. I was like, oh, fine.
So, how many people were actually involved in this?
In the shoot, it's impossible to keep track because the other part of filming was that this was probably the worst part. We brought extras in, and the extras were like attractive women,
Okay.
and the director just went from making a film to hitting on attractive extras,
Oh, cool.
making them part of the crew, and inviting them back for the second day.
Okay.
Spending the second day hitting on attractive women.
So, what were these extras even supposed to do in the first place? Like, what was the original
Just
goal?
sit in as students.
Cool. What did they end up doing?
One of them was a assistant director.
Oh wow, that's a big promotion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that the other was a DP,
Oh boy.
was an assistant DP,
How many DPs are on this thing now?
like three,
Okay.
but really two.
Right. Um, that's pretty fun. Were the extras like just other students
Yeah,
or okay?
everyone was a student except for the director of cinematography who had graduated, and he's part of the group that I'm in.
Nice.
He's great. He's awesome.
You should show me some of their stuff because you said
I
that.
don't know if I have. I know that he does like a lot of nature documentary shooting.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's why that's a big direction for us is that like we want to be outside, we want to be doing nature shots, we want to be doing natural lighting.
I always have really annoying stuff with natural lighting. I don't think I've ever filmed outside and not had natural lighting mess everything up.
He's really good at it though. He
That's
has a
good.
lot of experience with it.
Okay, because I always have. For some reason, I always plan my effects shots to be outdoors.
Oh, we are doing crazy effects showcases outdoors.
Are they
So
going to be like digital effects though, where you're going to have like
I'm going to try my hardest to keep. We're probably gonna have to do digital covers,
like like the sky, or what do you mean?
like covering squib tubes and
Oh, right. Okay,
just
sure.
the smallest things possible, especially with like tearing someone's arm off.
Probably need
The
their arm to
the
not be there
first kill
anymore.
is I want in my head. We're still debating through because we're super early in production, but basically, I want rock thrown at this dude's head. He goes down. Then cover up, smash head, overhead shot.
Same shot, or
Uh, I don't think that we're gonna pan. I mean, we could.
I mean, like the guy falling and hitting his head and then smashed. Is that the same?
Yeah, I think that we might have to cut that just so that I could set up like, just so
Yeah.
that.
If you have the stone cover the guy's face for a second, it could be masked out pretty easily.
You mean just having a dummy on the ground?
Yeah. I have a dummy, but it's very clothy.
Yeah. Uh, um, Depending on how quick I do it, I might just straight up do a watermelon.
I mean, yeah, nothing goes wrong with a watermelon. You can
Yeah,
always do a watermelon.
I might just paint a watermelon
Yeah.
or a pumpkin, maybe. I
Pumpkins have much, or you fill it up first.
fill it
Okay,
with
right.
hollow, fill with like blood, cover and seal.
That'd be very thick, but it'd still look good, I think. I mean, it's hard to make a head explosion not look cool.
Yeah, it's just making it look not like a watermelon
Sure, yeah.
and like a human face. Even though I think that what you're saying could work better if we can get the person out of the shot, doing a like flick pan down to immediately just like, and that
Like
like
good Bigfoot jumps in and starts going, and then you whip pan over, and then it smashes.
well,
To follow
so
the rock.
the camera's on person, doom, with a rock like that's thrown.
Oh, yeah.
Then whip pan to, and then the camera comes out.
It's pretty cool.
I'm just
I
wondering
like-
if that movement would be enough to cover a pretty poor looking face,
Yeah.
or if it would be better pan out, Bigfoot's running, whip pan down.
Yeah, like the person goes down, you pan, watch that, whip pan over to Bigfoot, and then Bigfoot runs into the rock, and then you whip pan back, and it's a dummy as he's hitting it with the rock.
Because that would give us more to cover the.
Yeah, you'd have more time or more areas where you can just do a quick little match cut.
Yeah.
I like making effects, it's fun.
Oh yeah, that's why I wanted to bring you in on this.
I like doing stuff and being
That
silly.
and your height, of course.
Yeah. You only want me for my body, but I appreciate it anyway.
And also your hair, arguably.
Really?
If
I was wondering what you'd want me to do with that, because like Bigfoot traditionally does not have just long hair.
He doesn't have long hair, but if most of our shots are from the front,
Right.
then your hair just kind of like, right now where it's over your shoulder, it does just kind of look like You know, like it just
Like a
looks like
mane.
fur.
Right.
If
Okay.
if I patched in like more fur here and
Sure.
just filled it all the way into your face.
Yeah. And then what are you thinking for the body? Like just more hair? Or
Faux fur suit is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I already have some faux fur, and so I could just stitch it together.
oh no, during the summer this is gonna be awful.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Well,
boy.
it won't actually be too terribly thick because it's just one layer.
Okay. Still gonna be a full layer.
Oh, it's not over the summer. It's in the fall.
Right.
It's in the
April.
fall.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
That's for
our
the-
first shot's in April.
Right.
Then the principal filming is in fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's better. Less bad anyway.
For sure.
Neat. Anyway, we need to kind of wrap up a little bit. We don't need to wrap up super fast, but
Oh, sorry. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the No Niche Podcast. Your attendance has been noted. And some appreciate it. Make sure that if you enjoyed this video, you go ahead and leave us a like or a comment and a subscription if you're on YouTube.
or
If you-
both.
If you're on Apple or Spotify or any of your podcast listening services, make sure to give us an upvote. We are desperately climbing the charts like a rabid Bigfoot today, and we would really appreciate if that continued. If you listen primarily on YouTube, then go ahead and switch over to Spotify and give us another listen there, and vice versa on Spotify.
This episode does have 50 clues sprinkled throughout it, so you gotta watch it at least 4 times to understand them all.
Yes, the clues are...
Don't tell them.
I know, I was going to tell them what they win.
Oh, okay.
You know what you're at. Probably shouldn't tell them what they win.
Yeah, it's a bit of a secret.
Yeah.
But whoever finds all the clues will definitely find out.
Goodbye.
Farewell. Wish that didn't hit the chord.
That was embarrassing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was really embarrassing.